Sure. Just very quickly back on ChatGPT and AI. There is AI editor. You can just have, instead of having AI writing your text, you can use an editing system.
Mhm.
If you disclose that you use AI editor to edit your text, like to me, that is very different than using AI to write your entire text. But you need to be very careful so that you don't copy just all of the edits. You want to read the edits, and perhaps you may pick and choose just few edits because you think, gosh, yes, the way they present it makes a lot more sense. So you don't want to do block copy paste. You're just going to read, and perhaps that will help you edit a little bit. Maybe it's, for example, for me, because English is not my native language, I add s's or remove s's everywhere. So I really, even though I teach legal writing, like I need to spend a lot of time. I know I spend a lot of time double checking this, but once you're new to speaking and writing English all the time, you may not know yet what are your weaknesses. So this may help. Anyway, so I'm putting this on the side. So you've been admitted. What's next? And you've decided which school to go to. If you're not in the U.S., or even if you're in the U.S. and you need a visa, this is where your focus needs to be. So in our office, we process all the visa. So many universities have an international student program, or department that will process those visas. But to me, this is what you need to focus on. So you've paid your deposit. You need to ask what are the documents that the university needs in order for them to sponsor you for a visa. As I mentioned, there are many countries where getting an interview is very lengthy. So you want to do your paperwork pretty quickly so that the university can give you your I-20 or DS-2019. Those are two documents to sponsor you for a visa, for you to be able to make your interview. And you also want to put your name on the wait list or on the list to get on-campus housing. I would say those are the two priorities. Eventually, you will get email for registration, academic counseling, Zoom sessions, and all of that. But for me, this is like very much like later on. This is what I would say. This is the area that you need to focus on.
All good advice. All good advice, and I second it. I would say once you know what law school you're going to attend, get in touch with someone. If they want you to, if there's any orientation meetings, for example, make sure you're in town in time for them. Often orientation will start a week or so before classes. Make sure you've arranged to move in on time and all that, and not to show up late, because sometimes attending orientation days counts in terms of attendance. I can't second enough the idea of working on your visa right away with whoever knows how to do it at your school. Learn any deadlines for housing, for course selection too. Course selection for LLMs, there might be some courses that you're automatically scheduled for. For example, if there's required courses on US law or in writing for international students, you might be automatically put in. So read the instructions carefully. But other courses are usually going to be released in the summertime. So keep your eye on email and the calendar for that. Decide where you're going to live. Get in touch with current LLMs or alums which we've mentioned before, to do a little digging for information and find out about how you can get into the field you're interested in and learn about the area and the neighborhood. Get ready for school when it's time to do that. By the way, instead of carrying gigantic books across the ocean with you, a lot of books are available electronically now. So find out about that. Get your computer set up. You will have some freedom, most likely, to choose some of your courses. So try and come up with a doable class and study schedule. You can't do all of that in the beginning, but you should, you can think about it. The one other thing, and again, I agree with Clemence's comments about AI also. There's a difference between, correcting your work and having someone else do the writing for you. And let me also just say that if you if you need to be very honest with yourself about your English skills, because let's say you get in, but you discover that your English skills are not as strong as you think they need to be, get extra assistance at school. Most of our programs have available freelance or courses on legal English writing and speaking, because you're going to need to have great skills in those areas to do well when you speak in class, but even more important, when you write your exams and when you study for the bar. So, work on that if you need to. If you don't need to, great.
Great. Thank you both. Just two questions that are in here. If either of you do you have access to the chat? One was a question about, can you have short headings for your personal letter? And the second question was to note the 2 documents again for the visa.
For the visa, you will likely be sponsored for a student visa. So it's an I-20. If you are sponsored by your government, you're getting a scholarship by your government or by a special agreement, it may be a DS 2019, and this is it's also for a student visa, but this is for a J1 visa. Sorry, I'm going to write this down. Okay. Most of our incoming LL.M students are on a I-20, so F1 visa. I should have put that for the student visa. It's an F1. A lot of our exchange students comes on J1s, or if we have any students who are sponsored by government, they come on J1s because there are specific residency requirements. You don't have to figure out which one you need to apply for. The university will tell you based on the documents that you submit. So you don't have to worry about that. And then the other question was
headings in your personal.
The personal statement?
Yeah, can you have short headings for your personal letter?
So I don't know if it's referred to the letters of reference or the personal statement, but either way, yes. And you will see that at least when you teach legal writing here, especially for passing the bar exam, we say don't be shy of putting a heading, so we know what we're reading and what this paragraph going to be about. So absolutely, I would say, but Diane?
And I taught legal writing for many, many years as well. We have that in common. I think that's fine. I don't know that I've seen that in the personal statement so much, although I've seen short essays that are less than a page, and I've seen ones that are maybe about three pages long. I think it would be okay to have short headings if you have a longer essay, but as long as you start each paragraph with a theme of what your paragraph is about, I think that's fine. In other words, we call it maybe a persuasive sentence, or you don't necessarily need a heading saying work before college, work during college, but a paragraph that talks about different things that are important to you. You could just state with the opening sentence as well.
Thank you. Any final closing, Diane or Clemence, before I close it out? Any final things you want to just note?
No, well, thank you very much for having us, and thank you to all of the students who are here today and who are interested in coming to one of our schools. I hope you will get in touch with us, and if you speak French or Portuguese, do get in touch with us. And I often, as some of my colleagues have mentioned, I often have referred students to other schools because knowing that it would be a better fit. So we have very specific area of specialization at McGeorge. We have a general one, but if you're telling me you're interested, for example, in in human rights, I probably will refer you to another program. But so do get in touch with us. Thank you.
I agree with it. I agree with that, and thank you all so much for coming. And my last bit of advice, which we've both talked about, is be in touch. Whether it's our schools or other schools, reach out to the person who directs. You can tell from looking at a school's website what the structure of their international programs are, and they might even say, for questions about the courses contact so-and-so. For questions about visas, contact so-and-so. But sometimes they won't do that. So just get in touch with one of us and we'll tell you who you might want to talk to about it. And do research. It shows that when you write that essay and you say, this school is great for me because of such and such, it makes a really good impression. But just write an essay that is true to you and what you are interested in and what your goals are. And good luck with everything.